Hey everyone, Ruthie here and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a really fun video all around Halloween. I know this year is a little different and we probably can't give the same Halloween experience to our children as we have in previous years. So I wanted to share some really fun at-home activities that you can do with your toddlers and kind of get in the spirit of things. Almost all of the supplies I either had in my house or I went out to Target and just bought a few things. So I try to keep this pretty inexpensive. If you do these activities, please make sure to tag me on Instagram. I would love to see what you all come up with. And with that, let's jump into it. My first activity is window clings. Now, works on their motor skills, they can stick them on. This one has a bunch of letters. My daughter is she's 2 years old and she's 2 and 3 months old, 2 years old and 3 months, something like that. She's 2 1/4. And so she's been really into letters recently. So I loved this window cling because we can also talk about letters as we go through it, and there's colors. There's another one here where you can see her playing, and window clings are a hit with us. So anytime there's a holiday, I stock up on them. I keep them in a drawer and I actually pull them out year round. And I have this big window right by our kitchen that my daughter can kind of play with. So anytime I need to entertain her while we're having breakfast or while I'm cooking or something, I let her go in there and just kind of stick them on. And she's been into this since she was 1 year old. So this is an activity that you can do with the really little ones all the way, I'm sure, until 4. I hear this is also a really big hit on an airplane. Next time we are on a plane, you know I'll be bringing these along so she can stick them on the window. Did paint some pumpkins. Here you can see my daughter being very serious about her painting and just painting all over the pumpkin, and she loved it. We actually went through 2 different pumpkins. We painted them. Of course, we put some stickers on them. So I got stickers that we put on there. We put on construction paper. Again, you can kind of talk about what you're seeing along the way. One mistake I made that hopefully you don't make is I put the paint on a plate, but she's a toddler. So next time I think I will use the little paper for the cupcakes, the cupcake paper thing, and just put paint in each one and then put that on a plate so that she can stick it. I did pick up this really cool set at Target. It's like to paint pumpkins. Painted a bunch and we barely touched it. So I think it's gonna last us a really long time. Again, the colors were kind of fun. So I can't wait to do more activities with this paint set. And here's my daughter's completed artwork. As you can see, there's paint, there's stickers on it. The nice thing is we can probably paint it some more, we can carve it. We'll reuse these pumpkins in many different ways, and then ultimately we'll put it on outside. But she had a blast doing this and really enjoyed it. You also see here, my daughter is standing on this little stool. It is by far one of my favorite things to have for my 2-year-old, especially in the kitchen. She has recently gone into really enjoying to cook. She loves especially mixing eggs. That's her thing. I always have to come up with fun things for her to mix so that she can partake. But this has been a really awesome way to get her involved in the kitchen. It is a splurge. I will link it down below, but if you're thinking around the holidays, this is probably a good one for those little kids. As I mentioned, my daughter's really into mixing and being in the kitchen. So of course I had to include some fun activities for us to cook. First off, I tried to make these mummy hot dogs. So I just took some phyllo dough, wrapped it around the hot dog, and baked it. This is a great activity for your kid to participate because they can roll and they can do all that. And then you just bake it in the oven. And then you can put either some eyes with mustard, ketchup, you know, poppy seed, whatever you have around. This was my way of trying to get my toddler to eat something new. She ate, I think, a bite. And along the same lines, we're gonna be making some pumpkin Rice Krispie treats. So, you know, just get a good old box of Rice Krispie treats, get a good old box of marshmallows, some butter. We will be using some food coloring. I actually use this in a lot of the activities today, so get yourself some food coloring, mix it all up, and we're gonna make it into little balls with pretzel stick on top or a chocolate chip on top. This next one is a little bit to adapt for the fact that we probably won't be trick-or-treating. So this year I did come up with a little bit of an activity to give my daughter that same fun feeling of collecting candy and going around. So what I did is at Target, they have these little pumpkins. They're kind of like pumpkin eggs, I guess. They also come with fun activities, so you can leave some of the activities, or you can fill them with candy and just put them all over your house and just let them go kind of hunting for that candy. Now, as your kids get older, you can make it a true scavenger hunt. You can leave some notes around, leave them some clues, and they can still kind of get their candy or toys if you want to include toys, but kind of keep it in a safe environment. So I think these are really gonna keep being a hit in our house. This one I'm gonna say for actual Halloween, we wanted to make some ghosts. So this is one that you guys can make all kinds of different variations of this. But what I did is I took some construction paper, did an outline of a ghost, and then with some glue stick and some cotton balls, I let my daughter just stick them on. I cut out some eyes for her and a mouth, and she was able to do that. I will say my daughter was a little bit young for this. This is, you know, she needed a lot of guidance, so 3 to 4 year olds would probably do best in this. But again, it's still working on that new skill. She got to use a glue stick for the first time. You can make this, of course, into any shape. You can print out different shapes and let them stick this on. This next one I actually got from one of my favorite moms here on YouTube. So make sure you go check her out. I'll tag her down below. She has a whole video all around Halloween activities that is pretty awesome. But there were 2 that I loved and had to create myself. So first off is this homemade Play-Doh. My daughter loves Play-Doh, but I've never made it myself. So I kind of took some baking soda, some cornstarch, and conditioner, believe it or not, and mixed it all together. So I made this Play-Doh and first just let my daughter play with it. It is a little bit of a different texture than your general Play-Doh at home, but she still had fun. I took out the same Play-Doh toys that we cut out and let her play with it. And then once I saw that she was getting over it, we actually made the Play-Doh dissolve. And so you take some plain vinegar, put some drops of food coloring, and you can squirt it on top and it will actually fizz up the Play-Doh. And so this was a really fun activity for us. I didn't have a dropper, which is what she used in her YouTube. So I actually had a syringe, so I just did a syringe. You gotta do what you gotta do. This is one that I'm sure we will recreate. It is a little bit on the messier side, but you know, the messier activities are usually the better ones. She's all about sensory bins. I've never really done them. I didn't really know what to expect. Wanted to make it a little more festive, so I made some orange food coloring by mixing red food coloring and yellow food coloring and put it all over the rice. Let the rice dry for a little bit so it became orange rice. And then I put some of these toy spiders into it and let my daughter just play outside. I gave her a jar and she could, first I told her to pick out all the spiders and she could work on her fine motor skills. Of course, if they get older, you can give them little tongs or something to make it a little bit more of a challenge to get those spiders. But she really enjoyed separating the spiders out. We also counted the spiders along the way. We had 2 different colors, so you can ask them to only collect one of the colors. And so we kind of played with the spiders. After a while, she also enjoyed just scooping the rice into the bowl. Really and honestly, let your kids have their imagination with this game, but it really gives them a sense of something different, different textures, works on their fine motor skills, and as always, you can talk through what you're doing and you also make a little bit of an educational piece to it. And lastly, books are a big thing in my house. My daughter loves books, absolutely adores anytime you sit down and read with her. So around every holiday, I like to get a few books to just put on her bookshelf that are about that holiday. It gives us a chance to talk about it, learn something new. And so of course for Halloween, I also had to pick up a few books. I just have one that I like here. Again, got this one at Target. It's just a little book. It's nice because it has a little pop-up, so she really likes that. You know, a ghost and a mommy ghost. Honestly, any book would do. Just spending that time with your kids, they love it. But as I said, I like to get some kind of Halloween book, so found these matching Halloween pajamas for my 2 kids. I have a boy and a girl, so they don't match very often, but I just couldn't resist. So here I am sitting and reading this lovely book to my 2 kids in their pajamas, and I couldn't have a better ending to kind of celebrating our Halloween. And so those are some of my Halloween activities. What are some things you guys are doing this year? And as always, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please make sure to subscribe. I really appreciate all the views and just all the support I've gotten from all of you. It means the world to me, and I can't wait to have many more of these videos. And with that, I wish you and your family a very happy and safe Halloween.